Hello, guys, and welcome to the Cinema Brothers podcast. I'm your boy Nathan Hetrick, and I am joined by
Um, Big brain.
Big Brain Man, uh, the good old friend from Norway.
Yeah, I figured out Knives Out and I predicted it. So I missed the big brain today.
Yeah, apparently he thought Knives Out was very predictable, which I did not. I was sitting on my toes till the end. I had no idea, and he kind of just was like, "Yep, I thought this man said this, and I knew it was him, and yep, he predicted the movie. Guess
I'm
he's
just
just
big brain.
Guess his IQ is just 200, max IQ. Anyways, to start off is news time. So, we're going to talk about the 5-hour cut of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah,
Which
apparently it was going to be 5 hours. Or it had enough footage for a 5-hour cut.
Which I've discussed before, but movies over 3 hours really make me go to sleep.
Actually, I would be interested to see a 5-hour cut of Godzilla vs. Kong. Extra longer battles.
Yeah, extra longer battles, zero story, more nap time for me.
Basically Tenet for you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Tenet was like, all right, poggers. This movie is pog. Then it was like,
And then you're just like, I sleep. Real shit.
and then it was like, oh my god, it's pog again. and then I was like, mind blown. And then, yeah, and then obviously the sound mixing was garbage in that movie.
Yeah.
But
The rewind is going to be better.
yes.
Oh wait, I predicted it. Oh shit, I predicted. Sorry, you didn't hear anything.
Sure. Alright, so this article says Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard is more than happy with the under 2-hour runtime of the film, but there's a lot more footage of the monsters out there. Wingard spoke to Den of Geek and revealed that far more footage exists from his new film, but just because he could make a massive cut of the Monsterverse film doesn't mean he thinks it's a smart move. There's certainly enough footage to make a 5-hour version of the film, I'm sure, Wingard said. But making a longer film is easier than making a shorter film, in a lot of ways. For me, this is the version that worked the best, and I don't see any reason to do a director's cut. Probably the only thing, if 10 years from now somebody said, hey, do you want to do a director's cut of Godzilla vs. Kong? I would probably just use the time to have another 40 days in the sound mix because I just love that kind of thing. I honestly respect that. I respect his decision to not want to make a director's cut with all 5 hours of the footage that they have. 5-hour movies are long. Like, that's like almost a full day of school. That's like waking up at 6 in the morning, and then your movie ends, and it's already noon. Like, that's a long time.
Imagine watching it at midnight and then it's 5 a.m.
Yeah, alright, imagine going to the movies at like, say, 7 o'clock, like, average time to go to the movies. You'll come back out at 2 or at midnight. If you go at 7 at night, you come back at midnight. That is literally insane. And that's not even counting for the drive back to your house. That is.
Depends how long it is from the cinemas to your house. If you live right next to the theater, imagine being neighbors to the theater.
Oh, I'd visit almost every day. I'd probably work there.
Yeah.
I
Just
tried.
be like, you tried working in theaters?
I did. I
But
actually went in for the job interview, and yeah, fortunately, your boy did not get hired.
Boy, what?
They didn't give me a call back.
Bro, they didn't accept you into your local theater?
Mm-mm.
You wanna know what I'm gonna do to them? I'm gonna beat their ass.
With what? Out in Norway?
Um,
How you gonna get over here?
um, I'm gonna use this lamp.
Alright. Ah, the lens flare. Alright. So, yeah, overall, I
Yeah,
think...
can I make the lens flare? See, I made it.
Yo! Overall, I feel like that would be pretty pog if you did make a director's cut of the movie 40 years down the line. Or, yeah, like 10 years down the line, someday. But, honestly, I doubt that will happen. I personally don't see Godzilla vs. Kong being a future day classic. Because, like, you know how we have classics now? I don't really see many movies coming out today that will be called classics in the future.
Except Joker, probably.
I feel like Interstellar is going to be one of them for sure. That's called a classic. Probably some of the really dumb comedy movies will probably be called classic, like Daddy's Home. That will
Yeah.
probably be considered a classic. Daddy's Home 2 will probably be considered one. Stuff like that. The the Star Wars movies.
What about
obviously.
Shrek?
Oh yeah, Shrek will be classic.
Yeah,
Shrek
everybody
will be a
loves
classic.
Shrek. Everybody loves Shrek.
People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, what is this like quality?" And we're gonna be like, "That's animation in the 2000s."
That's the great animation. We should review Shrek someday.
Somebody once
Once told me the world. Fun fact: Godzilla vs Kong. The thing I forgot to discuss. The beginning reminded me of Shrek.
Actually, I mean,
The opening with Kong kind of reminded me of Shrek because he wakes up and he scratches his ass.
yeah, I
And
mean,
that kind of reminded me of Shrek when he came out of his toilet and started scratching his ass.
I could imagine. We gotta make an edit of that. Just put a song's called All Star, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
put All Star over Kong waking up and scratching his ass. That'd be. I feel like
Somebody once told me the world is gonna ruin me.
that'd really change the vibe of the movie. That'd be really funny.
That would probably make the movie better instead of over the mountains a girl awaits for me.
Yeah. So, me and my boy were talking for a bit, and there's an issue here, a very big issue. I was gonna say, this guy has
Tell
not.
him.
This guy has not seen the Indiana Jones movies.
Well, now that I come up with it, I've seen the first one. That's the only one I've seen. But that is a very long time ago.
Which one is the first one?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right, there you go. I was making sure you at least knew. I was testing. I was testing your knowledge. Yeah, the Indiana Jones movies are literally insane. I love them. They're like.
We have to react to them someday.
Yeah, I'll watch them with you someday, but they're definitely so good.
So I've heard.
The things that George Lucas and Lucasfilm did in general are just amazing.
Hmm?
I think overall all right, here's a question. What's your guys' favorite director?
You want to know mine?
Director / filmmaker, doesn't matter, one or the other.
My favorite filmmakers, they are only filmmakers, which is Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan. Those are my favorite filmmakers.
I think my favorite is George Lucas. Second would be Christopher Nolan, and then third I think J.J. Abrams.
Third for me would be John Hughes.
John Hughes.
Yeah, he made The Breakfast Club.
Ooh, that's a good one. Ryan Johnson's also another really good one. He did Knives Out. We don't go.
Knives
we
Out,
just we as long as
I
we
didn't-
skip over Star Wars: The Last Jedi, everything else is really good.
As long as we skip over all the Star Wars sequels,
Yeah,
we're all good.
as long as we skip over him destroying George Lucas's creation, then all of his movies are really good.
I didn't like Knives Out. I'm sorry.
Knives Out was so good. You're just dumb for not liking Knives Out. Like, actually.
I'm sorry. Also, another thing that will disappoint you is that I don't like Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry.
You're literally insane. Like, all right. You're a nerd, aren't you? Like,
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
are you sure?
Yes, I am sure. And I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, I don't completely hate the Lord of the Rings, but I think they're way too long.
The movies?
That is the movies. I just think they're way too long. But the thing I can say is good about the movie is the characters, and
all right,
the acting is good.
Let me tell you something here. Try reading the book.
Are those better?
No, they're just 20 times longer. The movie is literally so short compared to the book. Like, they cut so much stuff out of the books.
Then I bet the book is way too long for my liking.
Well, the books are just filled with a lot of walking and a lot of big words. J.R.R. Tolkien was a very good writer.
But I think the Lord of the Rings movies have way too much walking. Remember that movie Journey? Nobody liked it, but they like Lord of the Rings for some reason.
Lord of the Rings was just so good. I mean, even The Hobbit. The Hobbit was really good too. I don't know why they split The Hobbit into 3 movies. The book is not that long.
I know.
But cuz they didn't have, like, in the book, all this stuff with the orcs and Gandalf, like, that never happened in the book. That was all made up. That was filler. Like, they could have got rid of all of that and made...
When Gandalf stands
one movie
in front of the sun and splits the stones, is that the scene?
No, those are trolls. And yeah, that does happen in the book. No, but like the scene where he goes to, like, that castle or whatever where all the orcs live and he gets trapped in the cage and all that stuff never happens in the book. I personally think the Hobbit movies could have been better, but overall they're all really good, and I think Peter Jackson did a good job.
Peter Jackson did a good job on the movies, but I will say the issue I have with the movie, and I promise you, have you ever had that feeling where you want to like a movie because the fandom is very huge, but you can't find yourself liking it?
No, I've never been in that situation.
Well, that is my situation with The Lord of the Rings. No matter, I've seen it so many times, and I try to like them, but I never find myself liking them.
See, I would say that for Star Trek, but, like, I'm a Star Wars fan, so, like, it's like my written privilege to diss on Star Trek. And it goes the other way too. I don't really care for Star Trek. To me, Star Trek is just a bunch of people in yellow suits yelling at each other on spaceships.
True. That is very true.
Like, Star Trek might have a little bit more realistic factor to it than Star Wars, but that's what makes Star Wars more fun and enjoyable, is the fact that it's not so realistic.
A bunch of people in yellow suits yelling at each other.
Yeah, they're not walking. They're literally not walking bananas yelling at each other.
That is legit a way to explain the movie in a nutshell.
Like, Star Trek is literally bananas, apples, and blueberries walking around yelling at each other on a spaceship. And then sometimes they fight some weird alien monster. And then they do this with their hands.
This?
Yeah, they do this with their hands. I think this is like hello or something. I don't really know. I don't watch Star Trek.
Yelling bananas.
Yeah, facts. There's the bananas. I mean, all you Star Trek fans, go ahead and diss on Star Wars. I don't really care. I'm dissing on
No,
Star.
we don't give a shit.
I'm dissing on Star Trek because I personally don't like it and think they're yellow. They're literally bananas walking around.
And
like,
I'm dissing on Lord of the Rings.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
I guess
boy.
you could just say Lord of the Rings is just 12 people walking around the entire time.
Yeah, when I said Lord of the Rings is bad, that was kind of wrong of me, but I will say though, my issue with the movie is way too much more walking, and I couldn't find myself patient with the pacing.
See, I read the books, so I kind of know what was about to happen when I watched the movie. So the pacing was very well for what the books had. The books were so slow and long and boring, and the fact that I read them all has made me dislike reading. Fun fact, after I read the books in 6th grade, I like literally haven't read a full book and like a full novel since. I have changed my ways and I stuck to comic books and manga because
Manga is better. Everyone, read manga. It's great.
I mean comic books are cool too. Like I used to
Yeah,
collect.
but mangas are basically books backwards.
Well, they're not.
They're
They're graphic novels backwards
they're basically Tenet comics.
or graphic or backwards graphic novels.
If you understand what I meant when I said Tenet comics, because Tenet goes backwards.
Tenet goes forward and backwards. Because if you spell Tenet backwards, it's Tenet. And if you spell Tenet forwards, it's Tenet.
How do you spell Interstellar backwards?
RELLESRETNI.
So what becomes the word?
Interstellar. Realer
That sounds like some Japanese manga. the the anime version of Interstellar be like Imagine Interstellar the anime.
The part where what's his face is laying on the ground suffocating. I need to get back to my family. I will live through this. I will find oxygen. I can't die here.
That is basically anime in a nutshell.
And then there'll just be a flashback to him with his
I
kids.
can't die.
There'll just be a
Basically,
flashback to him with his kids on Earth.
most of the scenes are flashbacks, basically, and it takes forever to basically reach oxygen. Oxygens.
Yeah, and then like when they're on the planet with water and like you have like the coolest song in like cinema history playing. It's called No Time for Caution, I'm pretty sure. That song bops.
That song is.
It's a good song to play in your car when you're driving really fast on icy roads.
Oh, do you want to know something? I dare you to sit on a chair and listening to that. You're gonna feel epic while sitting.
Dude, I like soundtracks for movies. Interstellar has one of the best soundtracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Watch Interstellar in IMAX when you get the chance. That is probably the best experience you'll get in movies. I'm not kidding.
I'll have to check it out.
Interstellar is probably the best. We're going to have to talk about IMAX experiences in another video.
So I'm curious. Have you ever been to the drive-in?
Theater?
Yeah, like a drive-in.
Yeah, I saw Mamma Mia.
What's your opinion on drive-ins?
Um, I sent you a picture when I was in a drive-in, didn't I?
I'm pretty sure you did. But you never told me your opinion of drive-ins.
Well, I will say we had the sound inside of the car and the radio.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I like the experience because the screen looks good even though it's daytime in real life.
You went to the drive-in in the daytime?
Yeah, in the light, it looks good. It was still bright in the sky and the screen still looked good.
Since when did drive-ins do that?
I don't know. Norwegian drive-ins do that.
That is so dumb. You gotta go to the drive-in at night when it's dark. You go to the drive-in at night when you go to the drive-in at like sunset pretty much, and they play like three. I think they usually show it at the one near me. They show like 3 movies at a time.
They do?
Yeah, when you buy your ticket, you see 3 movies. Or no, it's 2 movies. It's 3 or 2. So what they do is they'll run like a hey, movie starting. You go get your snacks at the concession stand in the middle. They'll play the movie, then there'll be like an intermission, and you'll go get more snacks or whatever. They'll play like cool like little animation on it that's like, it's intermission, and then has like film grain and all this cool stuff. Brings back retro vibes. And then you go back to your car.
Wait, are you telling me that they used the your feature presentation intro?
No.
Oh, bruh, that would be awesome.
It's like a thing with like dancing popcorn and stuff.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
But you know what?
I think it's
you know
in
what
black
I
and
mean
white.
when I say our feature presentation intro?
Mm-hmm.
The Grindhouse one.
Yeah.
If they did that, I would drive all the way to where you live just to see that.
You would drive across the ocean.
Just to see that intro in the drive-in.
I'm just gonna tell you now. Good luck driving across the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't think cars float, my guy.
What if I have a floating car?
I don't think it works that way.
What if I had a DeLorean?
You'd go back in time.
Yep. I would probably go back. I could choose the location where I would go, and I would go 1 minute back in time.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You go back in time to the location you're at. Have you ever you? Oh my! Don't tell me you're messing up the Back to the Future. That movie's so good. All of them.
I have seen the movies, but it's been a while to be honest.
The movies all take place in the same town, just across different time periods.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, they leave off at the mall, and then they go. I think.
To 1955.
Yeah, it's back in time first, and then they go to the
Marty's mom and the mom falls in love with her son. Her son.
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, but it's the past, then you go to the future, and then it's like, then it becomes
2015 in 80s version.
That's right, and then you go back to the past, a bit like way past. It's like
1885.
Yeah, it's like a desert. They're in like gold
yeah,
rush
it's the
area.
western. Yeah, I remember the time periods. It's first 1955, 2015, and then 1885.
1885.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the present.
Yes, which is 1985.
Except I'm pretty sure they changed the past too. The mall's named differently, if I remember correctly.
It's been a while since I've seen the movies, and yeah, I don't remember that much detail. I think I have to rewatch them.
It's been a while to the point I don't remember the names of stuff. But obviously, you gotta remember Marty McFly and the Doc. Like,
Yes.
you can't forget
Those
them.
are. Well, how do you feel about Back to the Future getting a remake with
Actually,
Tom Holland? With Tom Holland?
as Marty McFly,
Yes.
I think that'll be so good.
I would say this. I
I
usually don't like remakes, but I think they have potential if they're going to use um Tom Holland as Marty McFly because he kind of looks like him.
I personally really like Tom Holland as an actor. I think he does a very good job.
Have you seen the movie Cherry?
Mm,
It's basically Tom Holland's newest movie directed by the Russo brothers.
is that the one where he like has to kill people or whatever?
No, he does robbery. It's basically about his. It's kind of like a. It's kind of like a Forrest Gump ripoff, kind of. Only that he tells his life story up until he started robbing a bank.
I have not seen it. I'll have to give that a watch. Is it on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet, but we could react to it sometime.
Yeah, I'm
It's on
down.
Apple T. It's on Apple TV.
Oh, it's an Apple TV? Alright, I think I have that. So, we're chill.
I can check. But do you have other articles to talk about? Or
Ah,
should we just discuss
indeed.
movies?
Articles. Well, as you guys may know, COVID hit hard. Many
Yeah?
movies are getting delayed. This includes Top Gun 2, unfortunately.
Top Gun 2. Rest in peace. I love Top Gun 1. I really want to discuss Top Gun now. So, do you like Tom Cruise?
He's okay.
Tom Cruise is a good actor. And from what I've heard, most women in the 80s were probably simping for Tom Cruise during Top Gun.
Top Gun is so good.
I
Like,
think I would say Top Gun in a nutshell is basically sweaty guys flying jets, being hot.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
basically the movie.
Top Gun's just hot guys flying jets.
Yeah, but they make it epic.
They make it epic by shooting down a Soviet at the end.
Yeah,
I feel like
I,
the
I love
only
Top
problem
Gun.
the only problem I had with the movie was the end. I feel like the end was kind of like, oh, he just kind of shot down a plane. Wow. But
Yeah,
other than that, I loved every single part of it.
and I'm excited for the sequel.
I am very excited for the sequel, and I really hope that it is good. If it's not good, I will be disappointed.
I'll probably watch the movie when it comes out.
Yeah, it got delayed 4 months, so it is now releasing November 2021.
That makes me mad.
Other delays. Mission Impossible 7 is
Damn
now
it!
delayed to May 2022.
Damn
And
it!
because of that, that has pushed Mission Impossible 8 to July 2023.
No!
Some more Tom Cruise movies.
No!
Yeah.
Oh! Sorry. So, what else?
So, a new G.I. Joe movie. Interesting. It's an origin
I don't
story
know what
about Snake Eyes. Has been moved forward 3 months to July 2021. So it is coming out sooner than later, which is pretty pog. I am personally a big fan of G.I. Joe.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, it's so good. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved G.I. Joe. Me and my brother used to.
What is G.I. Joe? Tell me.
The real American heroes. God, get it right. No, but basically they're like group of like it's like a special. I think it's like a special operation. It's been so long. Like I was like 6 or 7 when I was into this, but they were like a group of special agents for the U.S. military, and they took down bad guys.
It's nice.
It's sick. I would highly suggest looking into G.I. Joe. and watching it. I honestly got to give the movies a rewatch at some point soon. Now that I see that Snake Eyes is getting an origin movie. Snake Eyes was my favorite G.I. Joe. Fun fact. Because he had the swords.
Oh.
He was so cool. I used to have all like the little action figures, and we'd like play with them and pretend we're G.I. Joes. We also watched the cartoon. That was really good. We also collected the trading cards. They had a bunch of them. We had almost the entire collection. We were missing I think we were missing like 5 or 6, but we have almost the entire collection of G.I. Joe cards. Almost twice, because we got a lot of duplicates.
Can you show me a picture from G.I. Joe?
I don't know what G.I. Joe is? Oh, jeez.
I don't know what that is. I'm kind of dumb, alright? Don't judge me.
This is just like you not watching, this is like you not seeing, Indiana Jones, but like worse.
I bet there's going to be hate.
This is literally worse than you not seeing Indiana Jones.
I'm disappointed of myself.
I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch all the movies. I don't know which order they're in, but I will go watch them in order. It looks like it goes The Rise of Cobra, Retaliation, and then Ever Village. Oh wait, Ever Village in 2020. Really? Don't tell me they released one last year and I didn't know. Has been confirmed to be in development. Oh, with a spin-off. Alright. I was about to say, wait.
But
No
you haven't
way.
shown me a picture from it yet.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I sent it to you.
Oh yeah, I'll check it later. So, are there other articles?
Oh, yes. A fun one. Elon Musk partner says they could build a real Jurassic Park. So apparently, the co-founder of Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, stated in a tweet that they have the technological capability of creating a real Jurassic Park.
That is nice.
It says Elon Musk's partner at his company, Neuralink, tweeted that they have the technology to build their own Jurassic Park. Neuralink was founded by Musk in 2016, and the company's main priority is to treat serious brain diseases, such as Alzheimer's and dementia. Interestingly enough, his idea for the company stemmed from another piece. That's a typo. From another piece of sci-fi, the Culture series written by Ian Banks. Neuralink's long-term goal is human enhancement with a device that Musk coins as Neuralace. Musk discussed this idea at the Code conference in 2016 and stated that it would be a digital layer, sort of a third layer above the cortex of the brain. If you know what the cortex is. Do you know what the cortex is?
No.
All right. Well, you got your cerebellum, right? That's the big boy that go like this, right? Down here you got your freaking spinal cord. That leads up to the. The cerebellum. God, I can't remember. I'm trying to bring back my psych memory because I learned. I like how I just said psych and memory in the same sentence because you learn about memory in psych, and in psych you also learn that your memory is not very good, and the fact that, yep, yeah, but basically it's above the cortex of your brain, which would be the cerebral cortex, which I'm pretty sure is like, it's like it's like basically in the middle, if I remember correctly. With the goal of strengthening human capabilities, focusing on our output of knowledge. So basically, just making your brain faster, being like, so like people with like Alzheimer's, they can't bring back up memories because they forgot. And it's really bad because they'll even forget their people closest to them, and they won't be able to remember people in like people in their family with like really bad like Alzheimer dementia. So the goal is to basically be like, put it in the brain, and it'll like hold their memories for them, and they'll be able to bring it up, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, same.
Now this really brings questions on to like what else could they put in our brain? Like if they eventually figure it out and it works, what else could they put in our brain? Well, like humans will become cyborgs.
Whoa. Elon Musk will turn people into cyborgs.
Probably eventually, sometime down the line. Elon Musk is cool. I like Elon Musk.
Yeah. I mean, will he turn real life people that is perfectly fine into cyborgs?
He probably could. I mean, once they figure out how to be able to insert computers into our brain, I mean, there's no saying how fast our brain can go. Like, we'll be able to we'll be able to do math, any sort of math, in fractions of seconds if we became cyborgs. Like,
Yeah, but he has to have our permission to turn us into cyborgs.
well, yeah, obviously.
He couldn't just go to a person and be like, hey, you're gonna turn into a cyborg.
Well, yeah, there'd be clinical trials and all sorts of stuff that go on.
Would you turn into a cyborg?
Personally, I mean, if I turned into a cyborg, that means I could live longer.
Yeah, true.
The thing is, it depends on if I have things to live for. I mean, if I'm like 80 and I'm just kind of vibing and I got like no family left and I'm just like vibing there alone forever. I'm probably not. I'm just going to want to die because like I don't have nothing to live for. But like if I'm like 80, you know, and I got a lot of family, like some great grandkids, some grandkids or something that I really want to like see longer and do stuff with, I might become a cyborg. I would choose to become a cyborg.
You would?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would turn into one. But let's not think about that right now.
All right.
So, should we just discuss movies now, or should we, or do you have other articles?
I have one last article before we can discuss movies. So apparently, Netflix signed a deal with Sony to stream their films after their theatrical run. If I can ever English, you know. Honestly, you're probably better than me at English, and you live in Norway, and it's not even the
Yes.
native. It's not even the native language of the country.
Also, I can speak American better than most people in Norway.
Yeah, that's good.
You hear that from me, right? That I speak better English.
Yeah, you speak.
I
you speak.
have a good, I mean, American accent, but you can hear from me that I'm not from the US.
You speak better American English than anyone else probably would because I just kind of go crazy in teaching you English from America because I use so much slang. All
Yeah,
the time.
also, I barely speak Norwegian. I can speak English better than Norwegian. That is
It's interesting.
that is actually worse because if I don't know my own language, then I'm gonna be an outcast.
Yeah, what an outcast, loser.
No, just joking.
Yeah.
Just joking. I'm not actually crying.
But anyways, Netflix signed a deal with Sony, which is pretty cool. Um, that means we could get an Uncharted movie,
Yeah?
which would be pretty pog, because Uncharted is really cool. I love that movie.
The game.
The game. If I can.
You just said the movie. The movie isn't even out yet. And you're still saying that you love it.
Look. All I know is Uncharted's better than Tomb Raider. It's gonna be, and it better be.
The Tomb Raider movies aren't that bad, to be honest.
They're not.
I like the cheesiness.
They're not, but like, Uncharted is just a better game than Tomb Raider, in my opinion. And therefore, the movie will be better because Nathan Drake is sick. He's literally just cracked.
Yeah. Is it because he's cool, or is it because he kinda has the same name as you?
Because he's cool. Like me. Obviously.
Are you the next Nathan Drake? You can just marry someone named Drake, and then you become Nathan Drake.
Typically the male keeps their name. But I guess I could.
Those?
Technically,
Yeah.
I could.
Just marry someone named, for example, Martha Drake.
Martha
And then you
Drake.
become- I just came up with some name.
I'm digging
Imagine
deeper.
imagine if someone was named Martha Drake who was watching the video. If someone's named Martha Drake, marry this guy. He needs a girlfriend. He's lonely. Martha Drake, if you're watching, he likes you.
Do I?
Yeah. I think you do.
But okay then. Guess I like Martha Drake now. Whoever that heck that is.
It would be funny if someone was named Martha Drake.
That would be pretty funny. All right, so
Just be like the girl named Martha Drake who's watching the video is like, wait, did they just say my name? How do they know my name?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. So are you ready to discuss some movies?
Just movies in general?
Yeah.
Yes. So, what should we discuss?
You're the one that said you wanted to discuss movies, and then you're just like, so, what do we discuss? Movies?
Movies in general.
Yeah, movies are cool. Movies big. Movies budget. Big, bud. Movie.
We should talk about filmmaking, probably.
Ah, yes. Filmmaking is very fun.
Yes. It's movie time. Just sitting in the theater. Remember when I talked about being a madman inside of a theater?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. It's movie time. No, look,
See.
look. Ah, yes. It's movie time.
See, so most people would watch movies for
No,
entertainment.
just if we were going to make a video about Cinema Brothers without context, add this clip in. It is movie time.
Evil laugh.
Ah!
Yeah, so yeah, so like for me or like most people, you know, watching movies is just for entertainment. For this man, it's a whole study session.
Especially aspect ratios.
Man literally studies aspect ratios for a living, even though there's not much more to learn about aspect ratios. Maybe he'll invent the next big aspect ratio that comes out. Who knows? Maybe he'll bring
We
back Cinerama.
Yes, that is something I would do. Bringing back Cinerama. The thing I would do about Cinerama is that I would keep the camera at its same length and wideness and curve. But the thing I would do is remove the lines between.
Well,
I
yeah,
would
the only
make
reason the lines are in between it is because they use 3 cameras.
Yeah, but the thing I would do is that I would use the 27mm lens, and I would build a camera like a curved type of camera, and it's at the same size, only that it's one big camera that is curved, and they film like, for example, if I was standing here, I would be filming this entire room with one shot. Only
Even
that I
even
would
even like behind the camera, because at that point it's
not
just
behind,
VR.
no, no, not behind the camera, but I mean like in a 2:95 to 1 ratio.
Imagine someone made a really good VR movie.
A VR movie. But I would bring back Cinerama if I could.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be really cool. What about? Oh, so, all right. I don't know if any of you guys have been in one, but a planetarium.
No, I haven't.
Those things are so cool. So basically, it's a movie theater, but the dome, it's like a dome. That's the screen. It's a dome above your head, and you can see all around it. I feel like if someone were to make a really cool movie that would fit on a planetarium screen, I feel like that could be a pretty interesting.
To be honest, the way you explain it, where the screen is on the roof, if I got that correct,
Hmm.
it sounds kind of ugly.
So, well, when you sit back in the chairs go like this, and it's like they're like this. So you kind of just lay back. You're trying to.
Also, you lay back and you watch the screen, and it fills your view.
Yeah.
Okay, I changed my mind. That sounds sick.
They are very cool. They use them a lot at So I live in PA, near Pittsburgh. So the Carnegie Science Center. They use the planetarium and do a lot of shows about stars, and you'll like be in the chair and you'll see all like the stars in the sky and all the constellations and stuff, and they'll like talk about them. And I think it's like the coolest thing ever. If only they.
Imagine watching Godzilla versus Kong like that.
I watched the Polar Express in the planetarium.
You did?
Yeah, except it was honestly a disappointment because inside the planetarium when you watch like a normal movie, you lean back and stuff, but it doesn't fill up the whole screen like you'd want. It's just kind of like a like movie size screen just up on the roof in a box.
Can I tell you about a movie theater experience which is just horrible that I've been on?
Sure.
Well, have you heard of Screen X before?
Mm-mm.
Well, the ugly thing about Screen X is I saw a movie that I've already seen. I saw Birds of Prey in Screen X. And it's basically Cinerama, only that you can see the splits between the three screens.
Yeah, I feel like the three screens.
Search up, go to Google, search up Screen X and show the people watching what it looks like.
So Screen X. So Screen X looks like. Oh. Ah, it's so out of focus. Focus in. Come on, camera. Come on. But all right, I can kind of explain it. There's like 3 screens. There's one there, and one there.
How does the screen look? What do you think?
That's kind of interesting.
But it looks ugly.
Yeah, because of the lines.
Yeah, and it's basically
it looks like a triple monitor setup for like your computer.
It's a 280-degree panoramic screen. and it's basically IMAX only on the sides. So in a few action scenes, they will show like a zoomed out panoramic view of an action scene. But the most distracting thing is when a character walks to the second screen or the third screen. You can see that there's a split between there. And it's so noticeable that it takes your eyes out of the movie and makes you just focus on the splits. That is the ugliest theater experience I've ever been
I
on.
feel like that sounds like when you're dragging something over to your second monitor and you just see the line in between the stuff.
That is basically the experience. You know when you set up a gaming setup and you have
Yeah,
three screens,
triple monitor. Triple
and
monitor setup.
you have the game in all three screens, only that
Yeah,
the screen is
I
on the
would.
side.
I personally
If you
never do
understand,
that. I never do that.
if you
But
do you understand what you understand what I
do
mean,
know. I
right?
do know what you mean. A lot of it can actually be pretty
That
cool in
is
racing
basically
games.
Screen X in a nutshell.
Hmm.
And I would prefer Cinerama. So if you're going to watch a panoramic theater, go to Cinerama. I haven't been to it, but I really want to.
I feel like Cinerama would be like kind of garbage. Well, Cinerama's better than Panic or ScreenX, but I feel like it's also kind of
Well,
trash because
I have been on a Cinerama, but kinda, only that it's smaller than Cinerama. But I've been to 70mm theaters. But I've never been to a Cinerama, like real big Cinerama.
yeah, I don't think there are really any Cinerama's theaters open still.
Well, there is one
Maybe
in
in
Seattle.
Yeah, one in Seattle. That's it. I don't think I have the time or money to go out to Seattle just to watch a Cinerama movie. When they
Just
don't
to
even
watch
make
How the West Was Won.
yeah, they don't even have movies made in Cinerama anymore. Like no one does that. You're kind of like the castaway nerd like at like school if you make a Cinerama movie today. So like we need like one of the big popular guys to come in and be like, "Yes, sir, Cinerama is kind of lit, fam." And then you become the
Have
unpopular
you seen
kid.
Hateful Eight? Have you seen Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight?
No.
Well, he brought back Panavision 70 since 1966 and made the movie in 2015 with the same lenses that they used in 1966.
I think that's awesome. See, but like Cinerama, we need like one of the big boys to come in and be like, "Yo, nerd, you're kind of lit, fam. You can hang out with us now." And then like the big boys be like, "Mm-hmm." And then Cinerama comes back bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, I will bring him back.
We'll bring
This
back
boy right
Cinerama.
here.
We'll bring back Cinerama. But we'll be castaways. We'll be nerds until one of the big boys recognizes us.
Probably Sharon Stone is gonna be like, those are the boys that insulted me. Those are the boys that talked about my book and insulted my decision.
How old is she now?
How will she know? What do you think? We're on webcams.
I mean, if she's in her
What if
if she's in her 50s by the time we make a really good movie that gets recognized, she'll probably be dead.
what if she gets turned into a cyborg before that?
Ah, well then, we have an issue, because she'll be able to exterminate us.
Oh.
She'll go RoboCop on us. But, I think
The old geezer got it.
the old geezer. I
Sharon
think
Stone. Sharon Stone be like, the old geezer got it.
I think Cinerama could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If somehow someone brought it back, I would love to go see a Cinerama movie.
Yeah.
I would hope that we would have a camera, like a camera lens, like a camera that films a Cinerama movie with one camera instead of three, because that kind
But
of
it's
like
the size. But it's the size of a normal Cinerama, only that the splits are gone.
yeah, the reason that the splits exist is because there were three cameras lined up next to each other to film the movies, which is honestly
And I'm gonna
pretty cool. And they had three film rolls, meaning three times the audio sound, which is
yeah.
like the audio is a lot louder.
For that time it was good. And if you're one of those cinema nerds that wants to watch a movie and see how they were made back then compared to now, I would highly recommend watching How the West Was Won. It's a good movie, but if you're focusing too much on the splits, you're gonna hate it. Maybe me and this boy right here, Nathan, are gonna watch this movie sometime and review it.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it sometime.
Yeah,
I
and
think I've seen it. Like I'm almost guarantee you I've seen it, but it's been so long that I don't remember anything that happened.
but do you want to know a fun fact about the movie?
Sure.
Did you know that the closest they could get to, you know how movies today you can get this close to the screen,
Mm-hmm.
like really close? The closest they could get to the camera was this close.
Well, that makes sense because of
The camera was very big and it was a panoramic type.
because there were three
And
cameras.
the closest they could get was this. So basically every close-up shot has that big space above their head. And it kind of looks ugly, but at the same time, I can kind of respect it because you know how it was made. If you know how it is made, and a thing that I also noticed while watching How This One is that sometimes if a character was sitting on the second camera and one character was sitting on the first camera, the character on the first camera would be looking this way. Meanwhile, the other side, the guy actually looks at that guy, but at the camera, he looks at the camera.
Interesting.
Because the screen went like this, so when he was actually looking towards the guy, it actually looks like he's looking at the camera. If you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that leads us on to the what five movies should we make the viewers watch? I think How the West Was Won should take the first spot.
Yeah, I think that too. We should probably watch that sometime. And
Yep. So movies to watch this week. How the West Was Won.
that is number one. Number two, Top Gun.
Top Gun, yes sir. Top Gun, good classic, really fun. I think we're gonna have a classic weekend tonight. You know, we got all the classic movies coming out. Nah, I'm just kidding. I think I think for 3 we go with Interstellar.
Yes, indeed. Everybody needs to see that before they die. And on number 4 we should have Pinchcliffe Grand Prix.
If you're in America, it is a Norwegian movie, so you have been warned.
But that is number 4. And what is number 5, Nathan?
Whew, number 5. Whew. I'm trying to jog my brain with thoughts. The gears are turning loudly.
I'm waiting.
Thump, 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 thump. The heart is beating. The movies. A drum roll, please. The movie is I'm scared. We go with Halloween. We'll go with the horror movie.
A Halloween.
Halloween.
That is a good classic.
We're going with the classic Halloween, not the new one. Original, not
1978.
not the remakes, not the new one.
Nope.
Original.
Original. We always go original. Classic.
Gotta go with the classics. You gotta love them. You can hate them if you want, but if you hate them, then like, I hate you.
You shouldn't live.
You're
You
not.
shouldn't live.
You're officially not my friend.
Yeah, no. I am your friend because I love Halloween. It's probably one of my favorite horror
Yeah.
movies of all time.
If you do not like classic, well, all right. If you do not like some movies, shame on you. I will not be your friend.
Actually, Nathan, just so you know, in one of your videos when you react to yourself in classic movies, I remember one line you said because I've rewatched the video. And you said classic horror movies are always dumb.
Yeah, they're so funny that, like, they're just funny.
Yeah, but you legit say they were dumb.
They are dumb. They're so dumb. They're funny. It's hilarious. The acting is so.
Some
The acting is so bad, and there's
that it's good.
and that the potato quality of old timey films makes it like hilarious to just watch.
When you watch just so you know, if you're gonna watch Halloween, watch it on VHS if you have the
If you have the
if you
VHS
can.
player, do it. VHS movies are
Yeah.
pretty sick, but
I can tell you this, Halloween looks better on VHS than it does on Blu-ray. It actually looks scary on VHS. Because because Michael Myers is blurred in the movie, and that makes it creepy.
yep,
You can agree with that, right?
yeah, I can agree with that. Halloween is a good movie. But yeah, I think that's really all the time we got for today's show. I want to thank you all for watching. You know, like, subscribe.
Here-
You know, if you
Before we end the video, I'm gonna make a daily ASMR.
all right, we don't need any ASMR out here. Yep. Don't worry, he's muted. So you're gonna like and subscribe. You know, if you dislike, you know what that button is. You can press it if you want. And yeah, have a great weekend. Watch the movies. Tell us what you think. Leave comments. Tell us how we can improve our show too. We're always looking for some constructive criticism. Literally flame us for no reason. It'd be really funny. But have have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.